Carlyn, thank you so much for letting us come and visit you here. I've been actually wanting to see this store for quite a while. I know you guys recently did quite some work here, and but before we get into that, I'd really love to learn a little bit more about like how Dependable came to be in the laundry business. I saw the dry cleaners. I think that's probably a big part of your history. Can you just tell me a little bit about kind of where things started for you?
So my grandparents started the business in 1944, and so we've been in business for 81 years now.
Oh my gosh.
And it was my grandparents that started it. They started with pickup and delivery, and then they opened a production plant, and they kept going from there. So then my father and my uncle got into the business, and they grew the dry cleaning, and they started the laundromat business.
Okay. And when did the first laundromat, what was the first laundromat for you guys? Do you remember?
I think in the 60s,
oh,
maybe.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
so
it's been a long
so
time.
Dry cleaning since the very beginning, but
Right.
laundries for a long time too.
Right.
It hasn't always been just dry cleaning. Okay,
Right,
gotcha.
right.
Gotcha.
And this plant itself, this laundromat itself, we bought this building in 1996, renovated it, opened it in 1997 with this big laundromat.
Okay.
And the dry store and the dry cleaning.
Understand. So you guys have been in the business long enough to be very well familiar with coin-operated operations as well. Obviously, we're here to talk to you about your payment system. So you have got experience with card in the past and coin. What was the turning point for you guys to say we are maybe not so interested in coin anymore?
When we opened here in 97, we opened with a card system.
Okay.
And it was a miracle.
Yeah.
You know, to not have quarters in any of the machines was amazing, and it was just so easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to every machine and pull out the quarters. You just go in the back, you fill up them. We have a bill breaker, so we fill up the 5s and 10s there, and then we use cards for everything. And it's great. It's so fast, it's easy, it's, you know, it's the best thing since sliced bread when you have a laundromat.
I bet. And what's the neighborhood like here? Like, how did you decide, like, what's the composition here? Like, what are your clients? Where are they coming from? What are you seeing?
So most of our clients come from within a mile or two from here.
Pretty close.
And we have awesome clients. They are repeat customers. All of our employees that work in the laundromat are from this neighborhood. So they know everybody. Everybody comes in, it's like a social club, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And they love the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday discounting. They love all the new machines.
I bet.
They like the tap because they don't have to worry about where to swipe things.
And so all these years later, I've been through some transformations.
Right.
You now have our Flex RF product, and so far experience?
We've really loved it.
Yeah.
I love the app especially. I like the app for the operations team because we can troubleshoot things, we can add money to cards, we can fix cards, we can do anything we need to. We can change prices, everything. But also for the app for our customers, we love it because they can add money, they can see what machine they're using, things like that. We don't use all of it.
Sure.
So we don't use any credit cards at the washers.
Loyalty only.
And that's just a choice for us because we don't want the card being charged a certain amount and then they don't use that amount.
Sure.
So, but that's a personal choice that we've always done.
That you guys have always gone that way, and you've been successful at working with your customers, so it hasn't been an issue. Awesome.
And we also want them to have a card that's in their wallet that says Dependable Cleaners.
Something about that,
right?
Too. Yeah,
so it's subliminal. Oh, here's my card. Oh, I got to do laundry.
Right.
Oh, I've got to go to Dependable Cleaners.
I would say probably the deciding factors were, you know, just all the technical abilities of it versus other systems, you know, the tap, the online portals and reporting and all of that stuff, I think just made a huge difference for going with CCI versus anything else. What's super funny with this is we have people that are 80 years old and we have people who are 18 years old. I would say the people that come in, maybe half of them need assistance to sign up, and a lot of the times that's just because we have somebody working here that sees them walk in the front door and they jump in and help. But it's pretty user friendly, it's pretty easy. It follows, you know, you follow the steps right through and add a card, add money to it. So really and truly it was a pretty easy swap over for people. It makes it super simple. So for all of us, you know, our main office is in Quincy, about, I don't know, 15 minutes from here. I can do pretty much anything in this system and I don't have to be here. If I need to reboot a reader, if I need to reboot the satellite and get everything, you know, give it a refresh, I can do it all remotely. If they call me and a customer, you know, added money and maybe it didn't take it or something happened, I can jump right on, add money. I can see what people are doing, what machines they're using, everything, and I don't have to physically be here. That's been one of the biggest things. You know, we have a laundromat on another card system and it's not web-based and it's not easily accessible, so I have to go there to physically troubleshoot things. With CCI, we're able to automatically set up discounts and loyalty points and things like that. So Tuesday through Thursday, we have discounted wash rates. So that, again, no burden on us, no changes on us. It does that automatically, set up to a schedule. And our customers have learned that. We have signage around here that talks about that. Something else that's really cool that we do is for every $20 that they put on a card in our kiosks, they automatically get 21 on their card. So that, again, automatic setup, did it once and it goes. That's one of the best things, is a lot of the things we deal with are set it and forget it. Pricing, loyalty, discounts, set it and go. Anytime I call, I wish I could say the same as like some of our other vendors and like computer systems for the dry cleaners and everything else, but I don't think I've ever waited on hold for more than a minute or two. Anybody I've ever talked to has been knowledgeable. We've solved the problem. When we first opened here, you know, we were having some setup issues with our satellite and stuff. A couple phone calls later, everything was set up, done. So I've had nothing but good experiences. Aside from remembering the SF0630 number, that's the hardest question they ever ask, is what's the number for the store. But no, nothing but good things to say about tech services. And CCI would be my first choice if I was going to go open a laundromat tomorrow, and I would absolutely do card every single time. You know, one of the biggest things, we had a fire here last year and we were closed for about 9-10 months, and the only other laundromat that's around here is all coin. And one of the biggest things we heard from people coming back was the card, coming back not having to deal with quarters and finding change, but also just the ease of it. Another thing, you know, the upsells, set it and forget it. It's in there once. We can add, you know, we have our Santa wash system. We can charge for that. We can charge for an extra rinse, an extra wash. Everything is totally customizable, and CCI works with the machinery, and it's flawless.